Are you trying to sneak past the camera? Yeah, that's perfect timing for you to start eating your food. I'll just wait then. Hello lovelies, I'm Christina, and today I am giving you my May book haul. So I didn't go crazy in the month of May, but I made up for that in June. Like so many other booktubers, I have come to realize that I need to diversify my bookshelf. So I've ordered and bought quite a few books in June, but I will put them in a separate book haul later because a lot of them has not arrived yet. So let's get into the books that I got in the month of May. The first book is actually one that Michael found and bought while I was book browsing, but I thought I would show it off here anyways because it's extremely beautiful. And it is Tales of Norse Mythology by Helen A. Guerber in this beautiful exclusive edition with golden sprayed edges. And the whole thing looks like this. I mean, it's gorgeous. I would love to read more Norse mythology as well. I know quite a bit of it, but I'm in no means any expert. So I'm excited to get to this at some point. So while we were at that same bookstore, I got two other books. The first one is My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan and Braithwaite. This has been on my radar for a really long time. I've heard it's hilarious, it's dark, it's just overall well written and super funny. And I have a weird fascination for serial killers, so this sounds like it's up my alley. It's the story of two sisters, Carrie and Ayula. I'm probably saying that wrong, and I'm sorry if I am. But Ayula is the youngest sister, and she has a habit of killing off her boyfriends in self-defense. I'm not sure if it is self-defense or not. And Carrie is then forced to kind of clean up her mess. So not kind of, but to actually clean up her mess. And then Ayula starts to date a doctor at the same hospital where her sister is a nurse, and Carrie has been in love with this guy for a long time, and she's not prepared to see him dead. So I'm super excited about this. It sounds like something I will love, and after hearing all of the praise that has gone around for this book, I can't wait to dive into it. Next one is a book that I've talked about, and it is The House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, the first book in the Crescent City series. I talked about this in my May wrap-up. I will link to that so you can go check that out if you want to. But it is the story about Bryce Quinlan, who is half fae, half human. She used to light up the city with her good friend Danica, who is a wolf. She's a shapeshifter. So many different kinds of beings, and this world is quite intricate. But yes, she used to party with her best friend Danica all the time, and then one day Danica and her pack of wolves get murdered while Bryce is out partying, and a couple of years later another murder happens in the same way by what seems to be some kind of demon. And then Hunt, an angel, is sent to investigate these murders, and he's also going to protect Bryce, so they kind of cooperate with this investigation. And of course there's romance going on there, kind of a hate to romance thing there. I'm not going to say more about what I thought of it. If you want to know, go to my May wrap-up, but it is a chunker, and yeah. Next up is a Stephen King novel, the first of two. It is Carrie. It is a story about Carrie, who lives with her extremely religious mother. Carrie is the subject of a lot of bullying in her school, and she has certain abilities that kind of gets triggered when she is upset or angry or stressed out. And then after having been bullied for a long while, another girl, in an act of kindness, tries to make life a bit more normal for Carrie. So she asks her boyfriend to invite Carrie to prom. And then something happens at prom, and shit hits the fan. I'm guessing most of you have already read this or watched one of the film adaptations. I watched the movie before I read the book, wish I hadn't. But yes, I will talk more about that in my June wrap-up. Next up is another Stephen King novel, and this is just silly. So, it is Wizard and Glass. It is the fourth book in the Dark Tower series. Now, you know I've talked about Dark Tower numerous times. It's one of my favorite series. So why did I get this book? I borrowed my edition of Wizard and Glass to a friend a long time ago, and I never got it back. And I've been meaning to get my hands on a new one to complete my set. Now, I have the series in a certain edition. I will post a video here so you can see it, where if you put the books together, it spells Dark Tower on it. Now, I went on Book Depository, I clicked on it, I saw that it had this picture, which is the same picture that was on the edition I had. So in the picture, it did not have this little badge where it says, see the major motion picture, which is a whole different conversation about that movie. But anyways, the picture did not have this one, so I was certain that it was the same edition as my other Dark Tower books. Turns out it isn't. This back is completely different, so it doesn't match. Disappointed. So now I'm not really sure what to do here. If any one of you who's watching out there has the edition that I'm looking for, send me a message. I would love to exchange mine with yours if you want to. And I guess I'm just gonna keep on looking for the right one. I've also ordered 2 other books that hasn't arrived yet, and I ordered them like May 19th or something like that, so it's taking forever. But it is the Ghost Brigades and The Last Colony by John Scalzi. These are books 2 and 3 in the Old Man's War series. I talked about that one in my May wrap-up as well. It is a story about John Perry, who is a 75-year-old man, and he's lost his wife and decides to join the army. The army then designs a new body for him using his DNA, and then they send him off to war, and he has to complete his service of 10 years if he can survive that long, and most of them don't. It's very dark but super funny. Dialogues are amazing, loved it, and I can't wait to continue on with the series if the books ever arrive. Now, I also got an ebook in May, and that is Shirley Jackson, A Rather Haunted Life by Ruth Franklin. So the reason I picked this one up right now is that I saw the trailer for the movie Shirley with Elizabeth Maas in it, and it looks fantastic. I can't wait to watch it. So I kind of just wanted to go a little bit more into depth and knowing more about Shirley Jackson. I've read 1 or 2 of her shorter stories, and I want to read more of them as well, but I'm very excited to get to know more about Shirley Jackson and her life. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is an audiobook that I got in the month of May, and that is Cabal by Clive Barker. This is Alex's pick for our next buddy read. Cabal is the story of Boone, a tortured soul haunted by the conviction that he has committed atrocious crimes. In a necropolis in the wilds of Canada, he seeks refuge and finds the last great creatures of the world, the shapeshifters, known as the Nightbreed. They are possessed of unearthly powers, and so is Boone. In the hunt for Boone, they too will be hunted. Now only the courage of this strange human can save them from extinction, and only the undying passion of a woman can save Boone from his own corrupting hell. Sounds super interesting, sounds dark and wonderful. I have not read anything by Clive Barker, but I know Alex has read quite a bit of him, and he's been telling me to read something by Clive Barker for the longest time. So I guess this was the way to kind of force me to do it in a nice way. So I'm excited to get to that as well. But there you have it. Those are the books that I got in the month of May. Let me know if you've bought anything interesting lately. As always, I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit that subscribe button and that bell button if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video soon. Goodbye!